ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin. We here at Angry Me Production want to thank our sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She's certified with the National Notary Association. She's also bonded and E&O insured. She offers a wide range of services including wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certification of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, and 99 verification. You can find her on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Mobile Notary Mindy. You can also visit her webpage at TexasMobileNotaryMindy.com. That's TX MobileNotaryMindy.com. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today we got Kenny Northrup. We're just hanging out. We just got done eating. He fed me, and he wanted to try out the whole talking and podcast. It's gonna be audio only, so we're just having a good time, hanging out, having good conversation.
Yeah.
It's still a little bit awkward for you, huh?
Everything about it.
Everything. Yeah, it's once you get like a couple of, because when I started doing I mean you did one with us with the aliens, and then it was just your whole I'm in his domicile right now, and there's Jay and Silent Bob, Pops, movie posters, and aliens everywhere.
The truth is out there.
Well, we have it. Man, I watched that whole thing of the government coming out about the aliens and everything. And you were right. They really didn't say anything truly about the existence or whatnot on the alien scale.
No. And they won't.
No.
Because there is none.
It's kind of sad you're so skeptical, but you love the conspiracies.
I don't know how to answer that.
Because you go ahead and pull it back and just get comfortable.
That's it.
No, just pull it.
Give her a fucking...
Yeah, yank.
No, I don't believe in aliens. I believe in UFOs. There is a huge difference. I don't think that...
There we go.
Okay. I don't think that there are aliens flying the UFOs that we see.
So you're basically saying that they're probably going to be like AI drone type things?
No, they're manned. They're okay. So they claim that there's different types. They're aerial drones. A lot of them people claim are manless. There are ones that are manned. Those are the older ones, and it's us flying them. And they're shady government stuff.
Well, I did look at an article about the actual crafts that we got from Nazi Germany, the winged jets, and they weren't put in effect, and they actually
Die Glocken.
Yeah, what was the place they were at? It was like 100 miles away from the Roswell.
like Walker Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably where the one that crashed at Roswell originated. It was right after World War II,
Yeah.
climbing
And,
on the hills.
and we got the aliens from, or not aliens, but the German Nazis. And we just gave them a pass after the horrible shit that they did.
Operation Paperclip
Yep.
brought over 3,000 scientists and engineers to reverse engineer all of the UFOs.
Yeah. Move that mic just a little bit right there. Okay. But what's really funny is I was watching this one TikTok, and everybody, it was like a scenario of landing on the moon, and everybody was like, "Yay for America! Yay for America!" And one of the guys was like, yay for America!"
Yeah, the Nazi put us on the moon.
Yeah,
Yeah, Von Braun,
yeah,
he was I don't know, the head of NASA. They put him in charge of NASA. So,
well, he was ahead of NASA. Hold on. Well, no. What was it? Von Braun.
yeah, Warner Von Braun.
Warner Braun. There we go. I like how they put this German American
Nazi.
aerospace engineer. Well, you had to be a Nazi just to survive in.
He claims that it was like a means to an end.
Yeah.
I can get that, but he was still a Nazi.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people, and I still agree. There's a lot of people that became soldiers in the Nazi regime that didn't really believe it, but they needed money and food.
Well, you conform or get out. You know,
Yeah.
they don't really give you much of a choice.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot, man. There's a story of a American soldier capturing a German soldier, and he was like, I think he was probably about 14 years old, and he almost shot him. He's like, man, I almost shot this kid. It threw him for a loop for, I think he said it took him like 10 months to shoot another German soldier, because he kept on, thinking of that kid that he almost shot.
That would be hard. You either, like you said, you conform, or you have to go through and take out your neighbors and shit, people you grew up with.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think about it's like right now, everybody's screaming out, "We're gonna have a second Civil War. We're gonna have a second Civil War." I mean, if you think back in that first Civil War, I mean, you could be aiming at your brother at like close range, because those muskets were only what 75 yards good, so you could see the person's fully who you're shooting at, and they were aiming at brothers and cousins and neighbors and whatnot. It was one of those things that was just a really horrible time. But yeah, you always have those situations to where the people that scream out that they want to go and fight and everything, because it's I hate to say this, it's mostly like the hardcore left side that really go out and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna fight you. We're gonna do blah blah blah," and those people have never seen, like, I don't even think those people have actually gotten punched in the face.
The most radical ones usually are the least likely for growing up in violence.
Yeah, which is it's really sad of what they.
You have to get your ass whooped a time or two to
I
knock you
just
down a peg.
Well, not even get your ass beat. You just need to get punched in the face once. I mean,
it might take more than once.
Yeah, some people might take more than once. They just might have to. There was this movie. It's like this guy. It was either a guy or woman. No, it was a woman. I remember it. It was Silver Spoon in this movie, and it was about two, like, they ended up kidnapping a woman that was about to give birth to this like crime lord, and the first part of the whole movie is they're sitting on this guy's car, and the guy's like, "Get off my car! Get off my car! Get off my car!" Well, they got off the car, and the woman was like, "Well, you could beat their ass." Well, they just go up and just smack the shit out of the fucking chick, and they get their ass beat, but they got their point across to the chick. I mean, they blooded up her nose and everything. I was like, yeah, sometimes you got to do that. Just take out the actual antagonist. I call it. It was an old cartoon with it was a big dog and little dog, and the little dog kept on like antagonizing and everything, and the big dog ended up being like at the end of the cartoon, he ended up being like the one that was antagonizing the little dog, because the little dog ended up, there was like a tiger and a cat. It was an old Looney Tunes cartoon.
Can't place it.
I watch so much shit. It all jumbles together now. But the one thing I wanted to try to discuss is how do conspiracies fully grow?
How do conspiracies grow?
Yeah. Because think about it, okay? Back in like Greece time frame, you would like if I was like, oh, the Zeus is gonna give us rain today. Oh, Zeus didn't give us rain today. Well, maybe if we sacrifice something. Well, that's kind of a conspiracy. And in my mind. Hear me out. Because the next day, if you sacrifice like a goat and everything, and it starts to rain.
You sacrifice goats every week.
You sacrifice goats every week just to get that rain. So
that is more of a radicalization. I don't know. I wouldn't call that a conspiracy.
Well, think about it this way. And this is just how my mind works. It could be like totally wrong. And if anybody in the audience that is listening to this, comment on the YouTube page or anywhere that you can comment and let me know how stupid I am. Because sometimes I say stupid shit. But I just think what it is nowadays. I mean, we have social media, and one person says something, another person that's a friend of theirs thinks that what they're saying is right, and it just spawns a new theory. I mean, the newest thing right now is with the Maui, because we were looking up at the Maui fires from a couple of weeks ago, and it was a horrible tragedy. There's a lot of fucked up shit that actually happened. And the new thing now is people putting painting their top of their houses blue.
Because the blue roofed houses weren't affected.
Yeah. Because the lasers.
The directed energy weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It either with the shoe fits,
Yeah, you have a little bit of truth on some of them, because he even asked, because he's in the realm that it was a laser that hit the farms and everything. I'm like, well, I looked at the photo. It looks like a blown transformer, and yes, the blown transformers, they will have that spike of energy going up and making it look like it was coming down.
What if the transformer was blown from the energy weapon?
It was blown. I've seen a squirrel blow up a fucking transformer.
I have to.
Dude, it was outside of that old apartment that we when we first filmed. I think I told you about that. A squirrel hit a ground wire, and it basically became a furry fuzzy Molotov cocktail, and it hit the grass in the other side.
We did a claim on y'all's building too, and there was the laundry room caught on fire.
Yes, the laundry room did catch on fire because nobody wanted to.
Fucking squirrels.
Yeah, it's so funny of how much shit people don't pay attention. Then they coming up with their own conclusions, and they're not intelligent enough to come up with their own conclusion, and it just sounds like really stupid. And once you like look at all the evidence,
That's how conspiracy theories are formed. You know, they take a little bit of could be possible, and they add all the pieces together that could be possible,
and their minds.
kind of. But if it's like, are you saying that directed energy weapons do not exist?
No, they do exist. They actually do exist.
Are you saying that there are developers buying up all these property?
That is actually true.
They rezoned a whole bunch of places just before the fires, like last year or something.
Well,
And
here's
insurance companies are not paying for the claims.
yeah, they're
So
okay.
these people are up shit creek, and they either have to sell for what these developers are offering, or I mean, it does smell of.
It does smell of a conspiracy against these people.
I wouldn't
You're
say
absolutely
conspiracy,
right.
It's just, they're pushing them out.
But if you actually take the bottom line. The bottom line, people are inherently greedy and shady and cruel.
Especially politicians.
Yes,
Dirty
especially
rats.
But if you look at it, that the landowners are a loss. The only way to actually get land in the Hawaii area is if you're a resident. That's the only way you can actually get land. I mean, there's other loopholes and everything, but you can actually, most of these people actually list land. I got that from Vaughn from work, and he told me about that, and I deep dived it a little bit. And what it is you have to be a resident of Hawaii for a certain amount of time frame. I think it's like a year. And that's the only way you can actually purchase these lands.
So you buy a house, you live there for a few years, and you start buying up hundreds of acres. Oprah.
Yeah. I don't even think Oprah lives there.
Oh,
I think she lives like in Chicago or something
she
like that.
bought up hundreds of acres.
Yeah. But, well, Jeff Bezos did the same thing. Now, when you see tragedy, a lot of people see opportunity. I have a person I know, he does like salvage stuff. And anytime there's a tornado, he goes up to the place that's a tornado, he salvages as much steel and whatnot. But yes, are people greedy and they're trying to buy these lands at, dirt cheap prices? Because, I mean, if I had the money and I was running a real estate operation, yes, I would actually try to do that.
Well, you'd be stupid if you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way you can get profit. It's a way you can get it on the cheap, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Is it a tragic situation that how these people are wanting or not wanting, but out of necessity to sell this land? Yes, it is very tragic. Wouldn't it be more humane to go out there and help, people rebuild their community?
But they don't want them there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I just came from Florida, and that's they were kicking people out of Florida left and right. Not kicking them out, but if they had so much damage to their house, they had to tear it down and rebuild. A lot of the people don't have the money to tear down and rebuild to new codes, so they had to sell.
Yeah, and basically, what I think what we were saying is they ended up. It's either Maui they're reinventing new codes.
I don't follow building codes.
What? Yeah.
I don't even know if we have building codes here.
Well, you probably do. It's just having somebody come in and it's like, oh, there's a building. Well, it's the same thing that they're doing in like down in San Antonio.
Duct tape on a light switch, is that code?
No, no, that is not code.
Don't flip that switch.
No, I went to when I was working as an electrician. I seen this one they were having troubles with their garage door, and they wanted us to look at the power socket it's connected to. It was literally two wires connected to the fuse box instead of like, I mean, it was electrical tape upon electrical tape upon electrical tape, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna cost you probably about $300. He's like, why is it gonna cost $300? I was like, well, I got to rewire this whole thing. Well, you can just put a bigger amperage.
Put a bigger breaker in it.
Yeah, put a bigger breaker in it. I was like, no, it's gonna keep on doing that. It's gonna catch your house on fire, and now my company is liable for your fuck up. I'm not doing that. Of course, I shouldn't have worded it like that. I didn't end up getting a talking to, but I was like, I'm not talking down to a person like they're a fucking kid. I'm gonna let them know, straight up how stupid they're being.
I can't touch this. If I touch it, everything that's beyond that, that's not right, has my name on it.
Yeah, exactly. Once you start actually working on it, you're liable for it.
Right.
That's the reason why you can't stop. And that's why I tried to tell him, and he's like, no, you just do it. I was like, no, not happening, sir.
More likely, you're not going to get anybody to even come look at it. They'll come look at it and see it's all messed up. Well, if you're not going to do a rewire, I'm out.
Yeah. But they ended up. I was like, what? Fuck. That's what's happening down in San Antonio right now. Is they're wanting to build a new museum for the Alamo, I think it is. And there's
Slaughterhouse.
It was kind of a slaughterhouse, but they wanted there's this bar down there they're wanting to buy out, and now they're trying to do the what's the government land grab? It's a big fancy name.
Eminent domain.
Yeah, they're trying to do eminent domain, and they're basically trying to get this guy out, and he I think from what he says, he pulls like $3-4 million a year at this bar because it's on the Riverwalk. It's prime location, and the city council is trying to get him out. They've been doing it for, from what Chris sent me, probably about the better part of the year. Well, no, since last year. They've been trying to get this guy out, and he's been fighting tooth and nail. But they're trying everything they possibly can, and they're literally saying, "It's like, no, we're going to get him out. We're going to build this building." And they didn't even.
Well, that is a conspiracy. They're conspiring against a business owner.
Yeah. But it's one of those things that's true, and it's being shown that it's true, and that I can get behind. It's a conspiracy against that man. It's not a theory. It's legitimate conspiracy, and it's been as. Once I started doing like the political side of this podcast, I hate politics. I hate politics too. But I've been seeing a lot of people trying to do land grabs in certain states, just because it was like what was it? The one in I think it was New Mexico or Arizona, where I finally read what happened to it, because it was the government had these cattle. The FBI came, and a couple of National Guards, I think it was. And what it was is the guy hadn't paid to have his cattle graze on this land. So they were the cattle were there, so they just kept the cattle. And people were upset. And I looked at it and I was like, that's all on him. He didn't pay the fucking people for his cattle to graze on there. And everybody's like, oh, this is how the government works and everything. I was like, no, if I had that land and you said you're going to pay me for your cattle to graze on that land, I will keep the cattle that are there. They're technically mine now, because once you pay me, I will give you your cattle back. But they just ended up caving and just giving his cattle back. So it was like a win against the government and everything. I was like, no, that's on him. He was being a dick.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there just being dicks. It'd be a whole lot cooler if, you know, I was reading another deal. They were trying to spin it so that the government or that the city or whatever was trying to push the people out of business. But once I started reading about it, come to find out, dude wasn't paying taxes or paying whatever little fee that they had just put in place. I don't remember if it was a building code or I don't remember what it was. They changed the law. And so, like, he was in a different zone and he wasn't paying to the rezone. He was going to have to change some stuff, and he wasn't fucking with them. And he shut his ass down. He threw his ass in prison until he decided he was wanted to comply. I mean, that's on him.
Yeah. I mean, the whole Ruby Ridge thing, if you look at it, everybody was actually the Ruby Ridge and also David Koresh.
I don't even know who that is.
The Waco.
Heard about it.
You don't know anything about Waco?
No, man. I don't follow conspiracy theories.
It's not conspiracy theory. It's a fucking, oh my God, really?
You were telling me about the Unabomber the other day, and I was like, the who?
That happened in Oklahoma City. God, that was like well, you were probably in elementary school when that happened.
Yeah.
I was in high school about then. But no, Ruby Ridge, if you go on the exact what happened from start to what happened to the end.
I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, yeah, Ruby Ridge was one of those things that's kind of a weird one, too, because he was a white conspiracy nut, and they tried to get him on charges for modifying a shotgun to make a sawed-off shotgun. And then what they were initially trying to do was get him to be an informant on a lot of the white supremacists in that area.
White superiorist.
White superiors. I can turn that down a little bit.
Am I talking louder now?
Yes, it's actually pretty good.
Good.
So, but yeah, that's what the whole Ruby Ridge thing was about, more or less, and it was just one of those things that ended up fucking up on like a really bad scale, because he ended up losing his son, his wife, his I think an unborn child, and that was what happened with that. But in that little incident, it was a conspiracy against him. So some of
never
these
heard of it.
well, once you like,
Well, it's kind of like
I
the
said-
conspiracy against, not the conspiracy against, but the story of Waco, the people behind it, the people that were involved in it. The Timothy McVeigh in the Oklahoma City bombing, Terry Nichols,
Timothy McVeigh was at Waco.
probably. I don't follow none of
He
that
was
stuff.
he was at Waco. Well, when I did Timothy McVeigh, I found out that he was actually at Waco, and he was he had like bumper stickers, white supremacist bumper stickers and everything, trying to sell them on the side of the road.
I did read he was a radical, but not most radicals can be spun to sound like crazy people. But if you listen to what they're saying, how do you know he was wrong?
Well, this is the same instance.
What was he complaining against? He was complaining against overreaching of government. And I don't fucking remember specifics. I did a little study on him one time back 20 years ago.
On situations like that, was his message somewhat right? Yes. Was his execution of wanting people to know about the outreach of government?
Well, we're
Yes,
talking about the
absolutely.
early 90s when there wasn't Facebook and Twitter and you couldn't go out there and say anything and get people to follow you. You had to make a stand.
Well, look at the Unabomber.
I don't fucking know the Unabomber.
Okay, Unabomber.
The who?
Unabomber, if you look at his manifesto, do I think his execution was wrong? Because he sent bombs in post office and they blew up. He was blowing up post office. Of course, he's also. I don't know why you haven't heard of the Unabomber. You read up
heard the
on
name.
MK Ultra. You read up on that shit and tell me all that shit.
Yeah,
He was
I wouldn't
actually
go that
part
far.
of MK Ultra.
Now, to say that he was part of MK Ultra is talking about conspiracy theories.
No, he was legitimately taking LSD because he was.
I know a lot
he
of
was
people
Harvard,
that take LSD.
He was a Harvard graduate. Well, I don't know if he graduated Harvard. I'm not even going to look that up, but he ended up getting into the MK Ultra plan thing, the program, which surprisingly it was from like 1950s to the 70s when they stopped that program. But he ended up in that program and it fucked up his head. And his manifesto actually somewhat makes sense when you now what he did was wrong. Hands down, I will tell everybody that it was wrong. But if you look at his message that he was trying to produce, he's like, technology is going to take over everything in the world. And he was right. It's like what I keep on telling you is there's times that I'm like, I'll read up on the conspiracy and then I backtrack and I'm like, oh my God, that fucker was right. That's like the Evan Haver, the owner of Black Rifle Coffee. What he was saying about the whole JFK assassination, and it just came recently.
What did he say?
Well, he said it was like oil. Roundabout, it was the Bushes.
Dirty bushes.
Yeah, and from what that he was saying, that it was basically getting back to Kennedy for what was it? Bay of Pigs, because Bay of Pigs would have gone differently if the
Beta pigs?
Bay of Pigs,
The hell's a beta pig?
not Beta Pig, Bay of Pigs, Bay like BAY,
What is a bay pig?
Bay of Pigs. It's the
Bay of pigs.
yeah.
The hell's that?
Jesus fucking Christ, you don't know shit.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot.
No, Bay of Pigs was the assault on Cuba. A lot of
So you're calling all Cubans pigs?
no, that's what it's fucking called. It's actually
The Bay of Pigs?
Yeah.
Let's attack Cuba and call it the Bay of Pigs.
Well, the whole thing was they didn't get air support. What they were supposed to get air support, and the whole thing was like a slaughter against the U.S. side. And a lot of people were upset about that. So that's the reason why Kennedy got assassination. And I was like, no, that sounds a little bit far fetched. And then you look at recently what is it, 95% documents that were unclassified, and everything points out to that. I'm like, fuck.
Well, it points to Cubans. Cubans were in the pocket of Hoover. Now we're getting into conspiracies. I can talk about these.
I just mentioned Bay of Pigs, and you couldn't even.
You're
get that.
talking about Bay of Pigs and Cubans. I don't fucking give a shit. Hoover had Cuban mafia in his pocket doing shit, underground things that he couldn't do, things that he couldn't get away with. So he had them do it, and he let them get away with some things. Turned a blind eye to, he's like, you do this for me, I'll let you do this. And it turned around and let the Cubans take the fall for Kennedy's assassination, but that was an inside job.
Yeah, it was an inside job, but it's all documented now.
Yeah. And I'm bad with names. Who was his vice president?
Kennedy. Kennedy's vice president.
Lyndon
was
B. Johnson?
Lyndon B. Johnson, yeah.
Yeah, he was in on that.
You know, looking at all the evidence now, I actually can believe that.
Yeah, so Kennedy was trying to get off of the Federal Reserve. He wanted to go back to gold or silverback dollars.
No, at that time, okay, at that time it was gold and silver backed because Franklin D. Roosevelt, Franklin D. Roosevelt set it all up, and he ended up like grabbing all the gold in the United States.
The gold grab of the 30s or 40s.
Go grab the
30s.
It was kind of 30s, yeah, because it was at the end of 30s, beginning of 40s. He
You
grabbed
can't
all the
possess
gold.
that. It's ours now.
Yeah, basically what happened. And they went with that. And then recently in the 70s, they went to backing our dollar to oil. And what they're trying to do now is back our dollar against, I think it's technology. They're trying to do it like crypto based.
It is like crypto based. It's fiat. It's backed by nothing.
Yeah. All of it technically is all fake anyways.
FDR takes the United States off the gold standard in June 5th, 1933. So Kennedy didn't like the Federal Reserve having control of all the money. And
Well,
he wanted it backed by something, and he wanted the states to be able to print their own money again like it was before.
Yeah.
Or the banks. I don't know about the states, but
I think it would have been like the banks.
yeah, there was, I don't remember. I'm not a fucking currency junkie, but
Yeah.
so there was that. He tried to pull out of the Vietnam War, you know,
Yeah.
and wars make money for all the crooked. You were talking about
It was well,
disasters.
it wasn't
profitable.
even him. It was fuck. He was a general in World War II. And then he became president in the 50s. Fuck. Eisenhower. Eisenhower even said it on his leaving address. He's like, that's one thing we have to worry about now is the military complex.
Dwight D. Eisenhower's, yeah. He signed it into law, and then after he was done and was trying to leave, he couldn't do it. It was, yeah.
Yeah, he should have made it an executive order instead of a law. Because you can do that. You can make an executive order, and as soon as you leave office, that's the reason why like Biden ended up like doing canceling out like I think he canceled out like 46 executive orders that Trump had.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for disastrous rise of misplaced power will exist and will persist.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we're facing now.
Oh yeah, because it's been going on since like World War II when we ended up starting it, more or less, because we needed it.
Yeah.
It was a time frame. It was a necessary evil.
You know, the only reason I followed any of this was because of UFOs. So after the end of World War II,
you were telling me that because you end up going to like because you love UFO aspects.
well, I like to. It was just a distraction.
Yeah.
I was going through a divorce, and you either drink your money away or stick your head in books. So I stuck my head in books.
Yeah. It is a smart call. A lot of people need to do that.
I was broke, couldn't afford the beer.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. I mean, you've told me yourself that when you go into like alien stuff, you'll get into like child sex slaves.
Human trafficking, yeah,
Human
of course.
trafficking.
Like it's a full circle. The
Yeah.
further you dive down the UFO rabbit hole, the more you end up with child abduction cases and rogue government agencies signing laws into and like I had a list of all this stuff saved in my phone, and then it quit working.
But it's just one of those weird things that where I mean, you literally told me you're like, why is it every fucking time I try to I just want to look up aliens and I end up finding out some other fucking bullshit about either our government or someone else's government or some other fucked up shit. That's almost as bad as just like finding some good porn. Then you just end up like on a rabbit hole through the ether ended up. It's like, dude, did you know what they're doing over in China right now?
All rabbit holes lead somewhere.
Yeah. I just wanted to masturbate, and I got into. Oh man.
Started off with anime porn, went to tentacles, and now we're in fucking child abduction rings.
Yeah. It's like
It's the most profitable industry out there.
well,
actually,
the reason, this is the only reason why I know this is because I've been watching a lot of people that actually they are combating against it. They're trying their damnedest to get
that's
stop it.
that's a right wing conspiracy theory. There's no human trafficking is not organized, and it's not a big thing.
You're just saying that.
Oh, I'm
like-
just saying that.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. But
That's
now-
what they say.
Yeah, that's what a lot of they want to make their point right, and they don't want to live outside their own little lives. But I had this idea of going on like Pornhub and making my own like stuff there, and instead of doing like porn and everything, make like recipes.
There's probably a standard against that.
No, I mean you just on it. Could you imagine that? You're like, like, flipping through like the stuff on.
Are you
like,
going to be like
Pornhub.
really into whipping the batter? Or
No, I'm gonna be legitimate and making food.
you're going to make pancakes and you're going to be like, "Fuck, look at these bubbles.
No, not even that. I'm just gonna.
Look at these bubbles."
That might be an idea. Well, it's almost as bad as the idea. I had.
Sexualizing food.
Yeah. I mean, there's food porn out there.
Oh, I just did some tonight.
Yeah. Oh God, that fucking shit that you made was good. That's so fucking delicious. All that was is asparagus, potatoes, fried potatoes, fried asparagus, and a steak. I mean, I'd spoon with you. I'll let you be
Easy
the big
peasy.
spoon. I'll let you be the big spoon. Kick your woman out of the bed and everything.
I
feed
sleep
me
at the
good.
foot of the bed, just so you know.
I'd toss her away. But no, it's
What a
like
freak.
that. It's like that whole thing that we did. We were talking yesterday before the Jeffrey Epstein episode on the super secret group chat that I formed about the
Am I part
T-Pops.
of this secret group chat?
yeah.
Well, there's not that secret.
There's only like 5 or 6 people in that group chat.
Oh,
No,
really?
the T-Pops.
The hell's a T-pop?
We named it when we were talking on the show. They're called T-Pops. They're trauma pops. And what I figured out is you get like the bottom part where it's basically a lollipop holder, and it says fucked up shit like your uncle going, "I'm gonna make you a real boy." I think it's fucking hilarious. You know how much we would sell? That would
Yeah,
be
that's. I don't want to be part of that.
fucking. You don't want to put
I'm
your
out.
stamp of approval on that one.
No, not
Why
going
not?
there.
It'd be fucking great.
Uncle fucking jokes are only funny to some people.
You know, there's gonna be like people in like construction yards or something like that, and they can get. He's like, I got you a lollipop to help you with the trauma, and he presses the button. And it's like, oh my god, it does sound like my uncle.
It helps you process your trauma by exposing you to more trauma.
Yes.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Just power through it, man.
Power through it. God, I'm so fucking fucked up in the head at times.
Yeah, well, if you can't laugh at your own misery,
Yeah.
you can't laugh at others, not feel bad about it.
Yeah. Oh, there's another thing going around now is I mean it's kind of true, kind of not. Cuz with the Trump arrest is now he has the backing against with the black community cuz they understand what it feels like to get wrongly arrested.
Oh yeah,
He was like, I'm going to stop here. Something really really bad. Now, okay. We get it onto I don't fuck. It's at a right spot, but I have to fiddle with it for some ungodly reason. I'm always doing
Stop
that.
playing with your mic stand.
I can't help it. It's long. It's in my front of my face. Like I don't lick it at times. That's the one I mostly use, so you might not want to do that.
Wash my face after this.
Shit, I'd bleach my face after that. You might have kids growing on your freaking nose. How did your nose get pregnant? I messed with Dade's mic.
That's not a bar story I want to tell anybody.
Dude, how many stories that... Oh, okay. Kenny's the actual person that went out with me to... We were at...
The deep end?
Deep End. And we just went up there... Because we usually we go out and we hang out at a bar. What we used to. We'll go out to a bar on New Year's Eve. And that one chick that loved German society, which that should have been a fucking red flag right there. And she was a vampire. She needed a vial of my blood so she can drink it later on the night.
It's a hell of a way to catch an STI, huh?
I guess.
Fucking blood infection.
I don't get. I mean, Drea watches this TikTok guy that he believes he's a vampire. She's like, man, maybe we can hunt a couple of vampires. I was like, I don't know if that would actually be murder or helping out society. It's kind of a toss-up.
Well, do they have a birth certificate?
Well, yeah.
Like I asked you the other day, if somebody doesn't exist and you killed them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
but
is there murder without a body?
I mean, everything's digital, so you could probably just well, no, it's still murder.
It would have been a whole lot easier for vampires
it's,
to wander around, 200 years ago. But
no, it's still considered murder only because that there's a body. Now, if you get rid of the body, get rid of the evidence that he actually.
Well, once you
existed,
stake them, aren't they supposed to go up in flames and turn into mush or dust or something?
My luck, it would be the vampire to where just the body stays.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, there's all kinds of like.
I mean, they explode on True Blood.
Well, yeah, they explode on True Blood, but even Buffy the Vampire Slayer, they went up in flames. And then Blade, there's no evidence. I mean, the whole reason why they caught him and like the third one is because he killed a human and that wasn't a vampire, and they had a body left. That was the whole reason why they got arrested.
There was 3 Blade movies?
Yes.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
You didn't know there was 3? Well, not.
I didn't even know Ryan Reynolds was in it until
Yeah.
I saw a trailer and I was like, "What the fuck? Really?"
Yeah, that was the last
good.
one. A lot of people don't really consider the last one the best one.
The last one's never the best one.
The last one's usually not. Well, no, the last Avengers movie was actually the best one.
The last Avengers movie, which one was that? Are we talking about like
Infinity
Endgame?
War. Yeah, Endgame.
Yeah, because after that, everything fucking sucks.
Oh yeah, hands
horrible.
down. You're not wrong about that.
But I think Infinity War was better than Endgame. Because Endgame, when they brought everybody back, that was just weird.
No, that was a good.
It's kind of like getting laid off, Like you got more seniority than these people, and then you get laid off for a while, and you come back. Now you're bottom of the totem pole again.
That was weird when we.
Yeah, like fuckers got more seniority than me, and I was there 2 years longer than him.
Yeah. It was only because he stayed on for another 2 years. I'm surprised because I was the only one. I'm probably gonna have to edit this out. That's one thing I try not to do is trying to talk about work. So someone says like, "Oh, he's talking bad about the company on his podcast," or he's saying stuff about the company on the podcast, and they have to.
Don't name names.
I don't name names. Well, I did name Vaughn. So.
And you name me.
Well, yeah.
I'm faceless right now, but I have a name.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, this is the reason why I don't like to do the whole script. I was like, oh, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. Well, what do you want to talk about? I don't know.
Well, let's talk about how bad Marvel is sucking ass now.
We've gone over this
It's
several
fun.
times. You know what's really fucked up? I mean, the DC universe
It's
really
always sucked.
this has always sucked. But if you look at the cartoons,
I've never watched the cartoons.
dude, watch the cartoons. The cartoons are like 100 times better. They should be making money off the cartoon movies they come out with. I mean, the one that just came out with just recently, it's Justice League War World, 100 times better. They also did the 52 series for DC Comics. That was like 100 times better.
Yeah, I don't know if I could watch a cartoon.
Really?
Yeah, it's like animes. There was
I
just
can't get
some
into
animes I
animes.
tried to watch because I like the story, and you read the book and you're like, cool, and then you watch it, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I'm out. Never mind. I just can't get into it. That I don't know if it's. It can't be the voice acting because I listen to books and the voice acting is usually
What
mediocre.
What draws you in? I was like Ray Porter did the voice of Darkseid in Justice League movie.
Who's a reporter?
Ray Porter's the voice actor for most of your books. God damn.
He's the guy, man. The guy. No. Most of the books, I think Ray Porter might have done one or two.
I know he did because you were listening to. I was what was I listening to? I was listening to Terminal List. Yeah, that's right. I was listening to Terminal List. You're like, who's that? The voice guy, and I was like, oh, that's Ray Porter. The only reason why I know who it is because he was on the podcast with Jack Carr. Jack Carr has a really good podcast. But I was listening to that, and he was talking about. That's the only reason why I know Ray Porter was the voice of Darkseid, because what happened was
Oh,
Zach.
he's the one that did the We Are Legion and the fuck. What was that space book I just listened to? Project Hail Mary. That's a good book.
Really? Well, I found out I was listening to the podcast with him, and it was
Porter.
like Ray Porter and Jack Carr talking about it. He does a lot of voiceovers, and I found out the whole reason why he got the job as the voice is Darkseid. Some people go Dark Seed. I was like, no, it's Darkseid. But he because Zack Snyder doesn't like to read, but he'll listen. It gives him a better idea of how the movie should go. And he had Ray Porter do the entire Justice League movie script voiceover, and that's how he's like, oh, you got to do the voice of Darkseid. But yeah, here recently they're going. I mean, Disney's like losing a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
It was like last year they were up like, I mean, their top was like $218. Now it's like $89, probably less now.
So you can buy Disney stock for next to nothing.
Not next to nothing, but pretty low. Let me see here what their what's the Disney stock now?
Disney loses $900 million in recent box office flops.
Yeah. Well, they're at 83.27 right now, and their top for we'll go with the year. Their top from beginning of the year was 116. Yeah, 116 was the top, and now it's like at 83. It was like the year before that, it was like 213. But no
The
one's
Little
going.
Mermaid only made $2.5 million in its opening weekend.
Yeah, but look at the budget. See, well, a lot of people don't know is they separate the budget of the movie and the advertisement of the advertising budget and the budget for the movies, two different things, and they usually spend like half of the budget of the they half the budget for advertisement, and if they don't think it's a something that made money unless it made like not even double. It has to like make like 3 to 4 times the amount. I mean, look at Black Lightning or Black Adam.
I've never seen it.
You're not. Well, it was somewhat decent.
I haven't seen the new Shazam.
You're not missing much.
I haven't seen the new Ant-Man.
I watched The Flash. Flash was pretty good.
That did look good.
It actually was good. But here's the thing: is like the best part of it was that at the end when they were looking at all the multiple multiverses, and they had like Nicolas Cage's Superman, and they had Chris Bree's Superman, a lot of the other Superman, Batman stuff.
It had all of the Batmans
Yeah,
in it, didn't it?
yeah, because I had Ben Affleck.
I can't imagine Val Kilmer did it. Was he in it?
No, Val Kilmer wasn't in it.
I saw Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton was in it. George Clooney was in it. Ben Affleck was in it. The only one that wasn't in it was they did a homage to Adam West, and they had what was it? They didn't do anything with Val Kilmer though, because he still has this thing that he's going through right now. But Black Adam. No, I don't want the actual. I want the movie. I want the Wikipedia of the movie. There we go. Film. See here, Black Adam budgeted 190 million to 260 million and only made 393 million. Technically, it made money. But it didn't make the amount of money they wanted, so they consider that a flop now. That's the look at the biggest. Well, Barbie movie was pretty good, pretty big, and so was Oppenheimer. But before those movies came out, the biggest movie was Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, whenever I was on vacation, they had Sound of Freedom playing. They had what the hell is his name? Geriatric Jones. Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
They had Indiana Jones playing, and they had Barbie running in 9 fucking theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
No fucking wonder they made
So like,
much money.
if you looked at the screen times, there was only 3 screenings for Sound of Freedom. Barbie ran all fucking night, plumb to midnight, damn near. And Geriatric Jones was like this next, filled up all the rest of the theater rooms, damn near. Like Disney was trying to get their money out of that shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
Strangleholding
I
Sound
think
of Freedom.
Barbie movie is technically a Disney movie.
Well, it is.
Roundabout.
Wow, is it?
I think roundabout, because I think
It's Mattel.
I think Disney owns parts of Mattel.
I mean, I'm just saying that because Barbie's made by Mattel. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who the movie's under.
Hasbro, Mattel, I think. No, Sound of Freedom was like $14.5 million to make it, which it was like made in 2016. It just came out, and it made 179 million. So that's profit. That's stupid profit. But what's sad is Disney could say that was a success because they're the ones that originally made it in the first place.
They had the rights to it, but why did they give it away? 'Cause they thought they was never going to do anything with it.
No, because it was child trafficking and everything, and they do a lot of child trafficking.
So why would they agree to make a movie? They would finance the movie, right? And then what? They just sat on it, shelved it, and somebody come along and bought it from them, or what?
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
So who bought it?
Angel Studios.
How did Angel Studios acquire a movie that Disney was just sitting on?
It's actually quite easy. I mean, look at Batgirl movie. There's a Batgirl movie that's already been made, already been done. They did the post, they did everything. It's already edited. It's ready to go. What happens is like that movie right there, they didn't believe they were going to make any money off of it, and they believed that it really, really sucked. So they shelved it and took that as a tax write-off. Like, I think it's like X million dollars. And the only reason why they could do that is because Discovery was buying Walt Disney, not Walt Disney, but Warner Brothers at the time. During a buyout like that, they can shelve stuff, and they can basically have it as a tax write-off.
That's corny.
Yeah,
Let's spend $20 million or $200 million making a movie and to just sit on it.
yes, that is so strange. Well, I know. Well, that's like all the CW stuff, the Arrowverse stuff. They never made any money off of those shows. They actually went in the hole with those shows, and it wasn't. And the only reason why they allowed that to happen is because they wanted to have tax write-offs. The Hollywood fucking shit is so fucking strange, because there's actors out there that actually they'll make a movie. They made a movie, and then after they make the movie, it gets or even like pilots. Pilots, the best example. The actors, the writers, everybody, the director, everybody gets a paycheck, a high paycheck, depending on who's doing it. I mean, there was one that the actors got paid like $100,000 just for that day, or just for making that
Their part.
For their part, and they ended up not using the pilot and not shelving, just canceling the show right off the bat. They didn't. They bought the pilot and everything, and that's about it. But it's considered a loss, and so for that loss, they get tax exempt on a lot of their stuff. That's the reason why they do it a lot of the times.
Well, I don't see what the difference between that and a farmer going out and plowing a field and collecting all the grain and, sitting on it.
Yeah.
You really can't do that.
No, there's certain instances they allow that though. It's strange as fuck. I mean, if you look at a lot of this, I mean, these aren't even conspiracies. This is actual. I was like, fucking. Someone was telling me that he had a plot of land that the government kind of owns, and it's just to make a vital area for like birds or ducks or whatever. He made a pond and everything, and he's not allowed to use that land at all. But the government still pays him yearly for that land. For not it to literally, they're
not
paying
do anything with it.
Yeah, they're paying him not to do anything with that land. And they started that like during the Great Depression. That's how a lot of farmers end up getting a lot of their money.
Yeah, there's a term for that.
Yeah, I fucking forgot. I know who knows about it, and I just don't want to talk to him right now. But yeah, movie interesting right now. It's because of the streaming, and I mean right now with the strikes, the writer strike and the actor strike. That's
They need to stay on strike. We're not missing out. I don't miss none of them.
Thinking about that, I would at one point in time I would probably disagree with you. But look at how much entertainment we're getting
Without their asses?
Without their asses.
Exactly.
I mean, what do you look?
Nefarious wasn't a big Hollywood movie, and it was probably one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Nefarious, what was that?
Yeah, see, here you go.
There's something I don't know. I don't know everything. I know popular stuff. Nefarious, I can probably pull it, and I probably ended up seeing it.
I'm not a religious person, but it is more of a religious type of movie. It's about demon possession.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. It's the one with the
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Yeah, Sean Patrick Flannery, where he's a demon. Yes, I have.
There's a demon in his body, and like he's torturing the poor bastard. It's a really good movie, and
Yeah.
he does it very well.
Yeah,
He plays both sides.
yeah, and you're right. It is very Christian oriented in that movie, but that's literally the thing. Is I think a lot of these independents are gonna shine.
No, they need to.
Yeah,
That would be the best thing that ever happened. Is take all the money out of Hollywood and start giving it to these independent filmmakers.
yeah,
Most of the best movies I ever saw was, when I didn't have internet and I was watching those Netflix DVDs in the mail.
yeah.
It was a lot of independent foreign films.
Oh yeah, I watched this one. JT recommended it. It was about we'll call him a CIA type deal, but it was a Korean movie. Something about devil. I saw the devil or something like that. Well, what ended up happening was the serial killer ended up killing his wife, and he put a tracker in the serial killer and let him go. And he would like beat the fuck out of him, break his legs, cut fingers off. He would take him to the hospital, let him get healed up, and then he would come out. He would be full. Once he got fully healed, he just goes back and beats the fuck out of him, tortures the shit out of him, beats him up, then takes him to the hospital. That's the whole movie. That is literally the whole movie. And I watched
like movies like that.
Yes, it was a stupid, simple plot. And
Probably really low budget too.
well, I don't know how Korea does their budgets for movies and everything, but that movie was so great. It was, oh my god, it was. I mean, you would have to watch it in subtitles, so you'd have to I had to watch it like 3 times just to get what the actual thing was happening. But it was so good. It was like really well done. It was like a John Wick with like just one guy that he was just pestering. Really.
That's the best kind of vengeance.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How long you keep this up? Well, it's been about 10 years. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of bored with it. I think he's had enough, and then you just have a bad day. He's like, no, that motherfucker didn't have. He still needs to get his ass kicked. I mean, could you imagine? That's a great stress relief. He had like a really bad day,
And just go take it out on some poor sap.
No. You don't take it out on some poor sap. You take it out on. I was like, man, I got a ticket from the law. My stub, my pinky toe, and everything. Hey, wait a minute. Bob's getting out of the fucking hospital. I just beat his ass. You know what? I wonder how healed up he is, and I think I'm gonna beat his ass. And you beat his ass, and you come back, and he's like, you know what? That wasn't that bad of a day.
Send a cab to the hospital to pick them up. They'll drop them off at
Yeah.
your place and call another cab to take them to the hospital.
Yeah. Could you imagine that would? Could you imagine that it'd actually be like a job?
Well, isn't that the
It's
basic,
stressful.
not the basic premise, but isn't that what really got all the people behind the people in Fight Club?
I don't know.
The people-
Fight Club was kind of
It
different.
was a stress release.
It
They
was a
whooped each other's
stressful
asses.
yeah.
Nobody said anything about it. You fucking mopped up your bruises and went back to work.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I could see where you're coming from on that one.
Fight Club was like, it doesn't get any better than Fight Club.
Fight Club was a really good movie. That was an independent. You know, it was another independent movie that was really, 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 really good. And I'll watch this like every chance I can. Mr. Brooks.
I love Mr. Brooks.
Fuck, that was a great movie.
Dane Cook pisses himself and he's like, perfect. I have evidence.
Yeah. That was another good movie. A lot of Kevin Smith's movies. I didn't like the Walrus one.
Tusk.
Tusk. I liked Red State. Red State was actually pretty good.
My favorite is probably Chasing Amy.
A lot of people say that.
It's, I don't know, it's
I,
different.
I, I'd still, well, I didn't like Chasing Amy all too much. I like Mallrats.
but Mallrats is, you know, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say it's.
But I'm more or less like I really like comedy movies.
There's a lot of emotion in Chasing Amy.
Yeah, that's the reason why I don't like it out too much. I don't like. There's only like a couple of. It's like people are like, oh, I'm watching The Notebook. I'm like, fuck that. Or Titanic. Titanic is a big one. I've never seen Titanic. Ever.
What a waste.
No, it wasn't.
Why are we talking right now?
I don't know.
Titanic is a really good movie. I mean, it shows
no.
tits.
It's a movie that I know the ending.
Okay, it's not the destination; it's the journey.
Yeah, fuck that shit. I don't need that fucking shit.
Well, okay, that would be like
I wa-
me watching
okay, I
John
wa-
Wick
I watched-
4. Why would I watch John Wick 4? He's just gonna get more people chasing his ass. He's gonna whip the shit out of some people, and he's probably gonna die at the end. So,
Spoiler alert, he does.
okay, well,
Well, actually, I don't know if he does because they did a John Wick. They're in talks of doing a John Wick 5.
we'll see. Now,
But okay, there's
the
certain
first one
movies-
was a good movie.
No.
The second one was like, okay. Then
But it
there's
has
3,
action and it's very fast paced.
but it's the same plot, the same
Titanic
storyline.
wasn't fast paced. I didn't watch what was Avatar 2.
No, that was a different story. Avatar 1 was pretty good. Avatar 2 was a different animal.
It's a cash grab.
It was it's a political movie.
Yeah, they're all going to be here nowadays. A lot of them are actually big on being political.
Politically correct.
Yeah, not even politically correct.
Well, it was.
The director has some kind of political agenda, and that's what they want to get across.
Well, you want to get into conspiracies, isn't that what we're here for tonight?
But,
Let's talk about the communism and the Nazis in the film industry. That
You
was
like
Charlie
now?
Chaplin pointed it out all the damn time.
yeah, he did do that.
But he was probably also a communist, so like, I don't.
Well, back then it wasn't like FUPA or what do you call it? Not FUPA. It wasn't bad if you were a communist back then because we didn't have the knowledge of what actually communism was actually all about. It's like the whole thing that even nowadays people are going, oh, we need to have communism, and you actually have a person that was from like communist Cuba. I've actually talked to a person that was from communist Cuba, and the stories that they tell is fucking ridiculous. It's like the whole fucking thing. The reason why the Berlin Wall came down was because of the supermarket. You ever hear that story?
What, they had a sale on canned beef?
No. The
It's kind of like Black Friday. TVs at Black Friday.
Gorbachev ended up coming into the United States and visiting the United States. And they were like, hey, we got to go to the store to go pick up some stuff. You want to go to the supermarket? It's like, are they sure they're going to have the stuff that you need? This is what Gorbachev said. It was either the Gorbachev or it is an actual a minister or ambassador. Well, they go to the grocery store. And I was like, oh, you just... No, it was Gorbachev. They go into the grocery store. And he's like, oh, you just set all this up. We do propaganda and everything like this. You just set everything up to look like you have plenty of food and everything because you're high on capitalism. He's like, no, this is legitimately how all of our grocery stores look. I mean, sometimes we don't have, certain stuff, but it comes back like the next 2 days. It's very fast turnover. And he's like, no. I was like, you pick the grocery store and we'll go to it. Goes to the next. He's like, that one right there. Picked one out at random. Goes to the grocery store. He's like, oh my God, there's so much food. There's everything here is, so much. We don't have anything. and do the flip side. Now remember what it was is an ambassador's wife went to the grocery store with a couple other people, and she goes in and she's like, "Can you believe it?" She like had her basket full of meat. She had a basket full of meat, and she's like, "Can you believe this? We came on a good day. It's meat day. We get all of our meat." They're like, "Oh, was that a stink bug?"
I love bug.
No. Well, we came on meat day, so we can get all of our meat today. And they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Well, we came on the right time to pick up all the meat, right? Why aren't y'all getting meat?" It's because we'll get our meat whenever we need to. It's like, what do you mean? The concept was totally gone for them. Yeah, it was
foreign.
literally legitimately foreign because of that. That's the whole reason why Russia went to capitalism, was because grocery stores.
It was because of Tetris, man. No, I don't. I just saw that movie. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty good. How one company was trying to shortchange the Russian government.
Yeah, he kind of screwed him out of a bunch of stuff.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I saw the movie. Is it a movie any inclination on the truth? I have no idea. But
Nah, a lot of it's drama.
it's
I was like the
made for
founder.
film. The founder.
Yeah.
What is that about?
McDonald's being stolen.
By who?
God damn it. You had to ask that fuck.
No, of course. I mean, you're talking about the founder. McDonald's being stolen.
Well, okay. There we go. That was a 2016 movie. And Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc stole it from Dick McDonald and Mac McDonald.
How did he steal
Okay,
McDonald's?
the way the plot line goes in, instead of doing it, he wasn't making as much money, but he ended up, McDonald's technically at that time frame ended up being a realtor area that the company has to lease the land to have their building set up on that land. They have to have that land, and they have to do whatever the company says, to make profit and everything. So he, instead of doing the McDonald's business when he only got like 50 cents, he ended up doing a land. He ended up buying the land that the property was supposed to go on, and leasing it to the people that wanted to put the McDonald's on there. And this is just the beginning of it.
That's just bad business on the people trying to build a business.
Well, no, you put in the contract because he actually had to do both. Okay, he was only making 50 cents on the dollar. Well, not even 50 cents on the dollar. Probably about 5 cents on the dollar. Okay, from McDonald's, but he was making $400 for leasing the land. So he ended up.
So he had a contract with McDonald's to go out and find the optimal property.
Yeah, he was making franchise. No, he didn't get that through the McDonald's. You just have to watch the movie. It makes 100 times more clearly what I'm actually trying to say. Basically, he ended up being in real estate, and combined with running the franchise, making franchisees for McDonald's. So that's how that movie came in. That was an independent movie too.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I watched trailers for like movies that I don't even intend to watch, but I ended up just as get like, because there's one. It's called Reptile. It's
It's about Hillary Clinton.
no. I guess from what I'm gathering, it's a serial killer movie. Totoro.
Because he's cold blooded.
No, I don't know how they're getting it. It's one of those ones that you have to watch the movie just to get. I mean, look at Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear is another one that was a
True story?
Kind of, in a roundabout way, it was kind of true, but they dramatized it really
I remember
heavily.
reading about that before they did the movie, and I was like, can you imagine?
Dude,
Big ass bear getting all jacked up on coke,
yeah,
going on a rampage.
It lasted probably that rampage lasted probably about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, of course. It was just
And
a lot
have
of
you-
mayhem in that short period of time.
Have you heard about the cocaine sharks?
I have not heard about cocaine sharks. Tell me
Dude.
about cocaine sharks.
Dude, this is
Sharks like cocaine too.
dude. Okay,
So I know they do drops in the ocean. you know.
yeah. That's where this story starts. They do drops in the ocean, and some of the cocaine gets like loose. Well, sharks has actually been getting a hold of these cocaine bricks and
That
getting
ain't no stuff,
addicted
man.
and getting addicted. They legitimately tested this theory out. It was on Shark Week, but they tested it out. They put
They gave sharks coke on Shark Week.
I don't know fully if they gave cocaine to sharks, but they
Did
made
they legally possess the cocaine, or was
well,
this something that kind of
well, if
happened
it's a-
behind the scenes?
If it's international water, there's like, I mean, you can murder somebody in international water, and there's like,
But you go to jail whenever you come back on land.
yeah. So I don't know,
So I guess if you stay out in the water, you don't have
but
to
they
worry
have
about it.
it's what we come back to. They have to have a body.
Not necessarily.
They would have to have physical evidence of you doing
I
that.
read about one of the Power Rangers went to prison because they was out on a boat and came back without the owner of the boat or something like that.
Anyways, back to the fucking cocaine sharks.
Power Rangers.
We'll get into that here in a second. There's a big one on that one too. Now, the cocaine sharks, what happens when they did this study to where they put this what looks like a brick of cocaine. They put a mutilated fish on one side, and they put the brick of cocaine.
The shark's
on the-
like, it tastes so much better after I eat the white powder.
Exactly. No, the
I
sharks
gotta eat
went
the white
straight.
cake.
The sharks that are addicted to cocaine went straight to the brick and opened it up and everything. Target sharks are the main ones that actually, because they're more or less in the Gulf Coast, Gulf of Mexico. But yeah, they're
He was like, you cut my stash.
that's pretty much that would be
was
fucking hilarious.
pissed. I was expecting Coke and I got this baking soda. What the hell?
Yeah, that'd be hell fucked up. It's like, what the? You
powdered
see
milk?
the shark like doing like what a fucking dolphin does, like goes up and just slapping his freaking fin on the other fin, like he's ready to get that heroin fix.
Well, that's a totally different drug.
Yeah. But oh man, but the Power Ranger thing, that's like the third or fourth time a Power Ranger did some criminal or there's another. It's like the Red Ranger from the first Power Rangers is under indictment right now for falsifying something. Which I actually met the guy. The guy's actually pretty decent and everything. It's kind of
Didn't
weird.
the White Ranger finally die?
Yes.
He was in every Power Ranger ever made. And
The green. Well,
he was
originally
green, and then he was
Ranger, then
white.
white, and then he was like the Black Ranger. Well,
then
no,
he was
the
like the
Black Ranger.
30-year-old guy hanging out with all the teenagers.
Yeah, the weird
Everything
guy.
about that's weird.
Yeah, but no, I found out what happened to it because he lived down in Houston. What happened with him was he got a divorce and he couldn't take it, so he killed himself. So, and we found that out on air while we are doing Nerd Sports. I'm like, dude, did you realize that the White Ranger, Green Ranger died? He's like, no. We looked it up right then and there.
Well,
That's kind of messed up. But yeah, we've been going on for like an hour and a half. We can cut it right now.
are you trying to tell me you don't want to talk to me anymore, David?
Yes, exactly. My nose is fucking stopped the fuck up, and my dumbass forgot. Because usually on stuff like this, I'll go on. If I have everything set up, which I should have had, I can go on for like 4 to 5 hours. But doing long ones like this and everything, if I don't have my nasal spray, my nose is clogged up right now. I can't help that. I can barely breathe. I can go on more, but you're just gonna hear the entire time.
Well,
But yeah, we can close this up.
to all the listeners out there, this is the end.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for listening. Well, it's not going to be only a listening thing. Thank you all for listening. Check us out for our other stuff. And yeah, check us out on the flip side.